So it's been a while since I covered Star Wars Hunters. Honestly, after the last delay at the end of 2023, I was genuinely annoyed at the game and just kind of decided to step back for a little while, but it did just get an update last week, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that for two reasons. One being that it's actually pissed the community off a little bit, but secondly, could be pointing at a launch date for the game finally. Now, this update came out on March 27th. It was only a small update, but it was essentially the start of a new season, which is why it was significant enough. Now, the only key updates to the actual game were mostly to do with the store. They removed the old arena pass and stuff and added a heap of new skins, some of which are absolutely fire, by the way. But this is pretty consistent with what they've done in previous seasons, since they have been doing the whole arena pass system. On top of that too, they did also add a new mode that is essentially the same as Domination from Call of Duty, for example. It's a little bit different. You've got to capture 2 points to score, but this is kind of in comparison to the normal control mode, where it is just one control point in the middle. And now there are more than that, which is something I think we've all been kind of crying out for a while, because having only 1 point means it is pretty easy to kind of get on there and dominate the game, and this is going to make it a little bit more dynamic moving forward. Now, anyway, the most interesting part about this season is that the season is scheduled to end on June 12th. Now, there's been a lot of rumors that this was the last update before launch. There's obviously nothing official, but that has just been talked about a fair bit in the community, and they also delayed the game to 2024, so surely it is not going to be delayed a whole last year and come out later on in the year. It surely means it is set to launch sooner rather than later. So yeah, nothing confirmed as of yet, but it will be a very interesting time ahead. It's going to be about a 70-day countdown until the end of that season, and obviously we're going to know by then if this is the final update until the game launches, or if they obviously don't really say anything by then, we'll know that there's most likely going to be another update with a new season, which will just be another season launching before the game is actually launched, which is kind of baffling to me still, the fact that they're doing all of this work. There is actual seasons, there's a bunch of skins that you can unlock now, and seemingly are gone, not necessarily forever, but they're kind of gone from the arena pass and stuff like that, which people who get the game at launch won't be able to get, at least not straight away. So it is all kind of weird the way that they've been doing that. I hope that this is the very last season we get before the actual launch, because at least for me, it does feel a little bit like they're kind of wasting the content that they are releasing, because they should be releasing that to everyone rather than just releasing it to, a small handful of people who are already able to play the game. Now, when I say a small handful of people, it's got like 1 million downloads on Android. So obviously a lot of people can play now, but that number should be a lot higher once the game actually launches. And like I said, it just kind of feels weird that they are doing these seasons, which really makes me hope that this is the last one. Now, it is only about a month until May the 4th, which we all know is a huge day for Star Wars, not only just because of the name May the 4th, but they do often announce a heap of stuff, whether it is TV shows and movies or books and stuff like that. But I dare say this year there's going to be a lot of stuff about the gaming side of things. We've got Outlaws coming as well, and it would be a really good time to start getting something about Star Wars Hunters, because even though it has been in soft launch for a while, they haven't really done any marketing at all for the game. So at some point they're going to have to start doing that. And like I said, if June 12th is the end of the soft launch, or even if it is getting close to the end, even if it's another month after that or something, you would think that May the 4th would be a really good time to start promoting it. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. And like I said, we're only about a month away now from that very special date on the Star Wars calendar. Now, getting back to, I guess, where they've pissed people off with this update, I'm gonna explain what they've done wrong, because they've actually kind of dumbed down the ability mechanics in this game for some really strange reason. Now, how it used to be was that each hunter had 3 abilities, and they'd each have then 3 different, I guess, equipable options for each one. It was almost like a creator class type of system, not super customizable in terms of your weapon and stuff, but you could customize the, I guess, differences with your abilities. For example, there was the base option for each ability. That was kind of like the jack of all trades, or the middle ground. There then might be an option that would, for example, maybe increase the range of an ability, but it would add a slightly longer cooldown. And then there would be another option that would deal maybe a fair bit less damage, but it will give you 2 uses of the ability rather than 1 before it needs to cool down. That is obviously just an example, so it was a bit different for each hunter. But yeah, you could essentially just slightly customize each ability for each hunter, almost similar to how in Battlefront you could use like different star cards that would slightly change the abilities. Overall, the ability still acted the same way, but it would just make it that slight little bit different, and it allowed for some customization that would make, for example, your Darth Vader different to my Darth Vader. Well, they have gone and essentially removed that, which people are seemingly not happy about at all. I've been looking at the Hunters Discord server, and my god, a lot of people in there are not happy about that change, especially a lot of the players who have been around for a long time and have gotten used to that system. It is kind of frustrating to have that removed. Now, there is still very slight ability upgrades, but they are now just attached to your hunter level, and there's essentially no customization to it. It's just going to be the same for everyone. So everyone who has J3DI at level 25, for example, will just have the same J3DI. They're all going to be the exact same upgrades, and there's really no customization there. Now, they seemingly did that to make it a bit more user-friendly, so that I guess new players don't get confronted with a million different options to choose from. Like I said, it is kind of dumbed down, but ironically, it's actually going to make the game just that little bit harder for new players, which I don't think they really intended. For example, I am already level 25 with J3DI, so at launch, my J3 will literally just be better than everyone else's because I've played more than all of those new players. And so ironically, it is not at all friendly for those new players. Yes, they have less things to try and learn about, but they also have to try and verse me with my objectively better J3. Now, keep in mind the bonuses you get are very tiny. It's like 10 damage difference between level 1 and level 25 on some of these abilities. So yeah, don't think this is going to be like a genuine issue where if you just get the game on launch day, you're going to get absolutely slapped. That's not the case at all. It's not a huge advantage or anything like that. It's more just a bit of a weird decision in my opinion. And again, it's kind of taking away from the customization side of it. A year down the line, when everyone has all of the base hunters to level 25, they're all just going to be exactly the same as each other, and it's just taking away, I guess, gameplay customization, which is something that games like this really do need, in my opinion. It really adds to the replayability and kind of allows everyone to play the way that they want to play. Like I said, people are not all that happy about these changes. It is going to be interesting to see if they potentially revert the changes, because I haven't seen anyone saying this is good so far. I dare say they won't do that, but that said, they have genuinely listened to feedback since the soft launch started. So yeah, there's a chance they maybe will revert these changes, but I don't think that'll be the case. It is going to be very interesting to watch what they do nonetheless. But anyway, that is going to do it for this quick little update on Star Wars Hunters. Like I said, there is a chance the game is going to be launching sometime in June, at least sometime around the middle of the year, because maybe they do end that season, then have like a month between the update and the launch of the game or something like that. We'll have to wait and see. And obviously I'll keep you guys updated on any official news that we get pointing towards the launch of the game. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and may the force be with you always.